Pantera Miranda.
Undefeated Edison Miranda entering to his own personalized song and sporting his Pantera or Panther shirt. And what you're seeing is very rare in boxing. Miranda walking in unescorted. No team, no entourage. And he is looking very menacing. You can see by his face and by his actions, he is clearly not awed by being on the champion's turf. If anything, the fans look more intimidated by Miranda. The slashing motion he keeps repeating, to me, an ugly gesture, quite distasteful. It doesn't belong in any sport. Miranda from Colombia, living in Puerto Rico, 26-0, 23 knockouts, 19 of his 23 KOs within 2. Brash, outspoken, huge puncher, raw power, hungry, determined, aggressive, intense. Make no mistake, he is a street fighter, very rough and physical. I'm not sure Arthur Abraham has gone up against anybody like Edison Miranda.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the defending champion, King Arthur Abraham.
Is this a Las Vegas review or a prize fight? The unbeaten champion, King Arthur Abraham, sporting the crown and robe of a king, looking very regal. His loyal subjects follow behind him, carrying the IBF middleweight championship belt. Born in Armenia, relocated to Germany, settled in Berlin, officially a German citizen. The fans vigorously cheering, very, very enthusiastic crowd. Every one of Abraham's fights on German soil, so he is well known and wildly popular in this part of the world. He is an impressive 21-0 with 17 knockouts. From a boxing family, his brother Alex, an undefeated junior middleweight prospect, 16-0. He is accompanied by Alex in the white shirt. So plenty of pomp and circumstance here at the Rittal Arena in Germany, where Arthur Abraham truly is king. Saluted by the crowd, mentally tough, warrior spirit, tremendous heart, good chin, probably gonna need all of those attributes against a guy like Miranda. He's not afraid to brawl, so this has the elements of a very good fight. As we go back to Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sauerland event is proud to present the featured bout of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing for the IBF Middleweight Championship of the World. Sanctioned by the FVA, President Willy Palatin, and the International Boxing Federation, represented by Lindsay Tucker from the United States and Benedetto Montella of Italy. The 3 judges at ringside scoring will be Raffaella Agiolas from Italy, from England, Dave Paris, and from the United States, Larry Hazard Jr. And when the bell rings, your referee in charge of the action from the United States, Randy Newman. And now, ladies and gentlemen, und jetzt, meine Damen und Herren, aus Wetzlar, Deutschland, let's get ready to rumble! Wearing dark blue, official weight, 72.5 kilograms. A perfect professional record consisting of 26 bouts, 26 victories, including 23 knockouts. Originally from Barranquilla, Colombia, now training and fighting out of San Juan, Puerto Rico, representing Warriors Boxing, the undefeated #1 ranked challenger in the world, Edison Pantera Miranda. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing light blue, official weight, 72.5 kilograms. Also, a perfect professional record consisting of 21 bouts, 21 victories, including 17 knockouts. Originally from Armenia, now officially a citizen of Germany, fighting, living, and training out of Berlin, the reigning, defending, undefeated IBF middleweight champion of the world, King Arthur Abraham.
Okay, gentlemen, you're both familiar with the rules. I want you to remember two things. I want you to obey my commands. Number one, defend yourselves at all times. Now shake hands and come out of the bell.
Final instructions from former heavyweight fighter Randy Newman. The crowd is geared up. Let's check the numbers as we go to the tail of the tape. The biggest disparity is in reach. The challenger Miranda with the 3.5 advantage. Otherwise, it's pretty even. So set for round one, scheduled for 12, the IBF Middleweight Championship from Germany. The crowd in fervent support of adopted son and reigning champion Arthur Abraham, his third defense of the title. Edison Miranda, his first world title shot. Abraham in the powder blue trunks with white trim, Miranda wearing the dark blue. And now Abraham has that European straight up, somewhat rigid look, although he's not afraid to mix it up.
Now, what makes Arthur Abraham a very special fighter is the fact that he can give you a real defensive posture and make it very tough to hit him, and then uncoil and hit you. And that's the thing that Edison Miranda will certainly have to deal with tonight.
Abraham with that peekaboo style defensively, basically straight in and out, not a lot of side to side. And against a guy like Miranda, perhaps not the best approach. Miranda will follow you straight back. He'll hunt you down, and when he does, he can hurt you. The strong, long-armed Miranda, always pressing forward, invites a slugfest, tries to lure you into a brawl. His money punch, the big right hand, you saw it right there, although it was blocked by the arm of Abraham. And Miranda throws with bad intentions, as you can see.
Edison Miranda is a wide puncher, not as straight as some people would like, but he's been able to hurt people with those punches and get them in and mostly not be countered.
There's a long right hand that tagged Miranda. Miranda not as effective going backwards. And here's a good offensive surge by the champion, Arthur Abraham.
Miranda felt that right hand, and Abraham, as you pointed out, has a very good right hand.
Miranda also with a habit of holding his hands low, so we'll see if Abraham can exploit that. The key, I believe, against Miranda is to keep the pressure on him, push him back, and bully the bully. The thing about Abraham, he's very strong. Miranda has to respect that.
That right hand that Miranda misses tells you everything you need to know about Edison Miranda. He missed it by about 2 feet. Didn't mind throwing it, though.
And as you can see, Abraham more effective when he straightens out those punches. Oftentimes they're wide and looping. There's a countering attack now by the challenger, Miranda. So some good early action in this championship fight. The partisan crowd reacting to almost everything Abraham throws as once again it's Miranda on the offense.
Edison Miranda mixing his attack to the body and the head very well. And part of it, he has to go to the body because Abraham does such a good job of covering up to his head.
A series of left hooks by Abraham here in the final seconds of round one. They love this guy. They've embraced him because of his tenacity, his determination, his grit, his no-quit attitude as we head for the bell.
Time.
Uli Wegner in the corner of Arthur Abraham. Al, intriguing matchup. Both fighters very tough, physically and mentally. The ingredients of a highly competitive affair.
Well anticipated in the boxing world. Both men beat Howard Eastman, one of the fine middleweights. A knockout win for Edison Miranda and a decision win for Arthur Abraham. And that kind of helps set the stage for this because it's kind of a comparison of the two men. And many people anxious to see how these two men would do in the ring. And so far, based upon round one, an exciting affair.
So things are nice and calm in the corner of Abraham for now. They seem pleased with Abraham's work in the first round. Sort of feeling out Miranda in the early going, then settled in and got down to business toward the end. Here we go, round two in this battle of undefeateds. IBF middleweight belt at stake. Coming off an exciting opening round, good two-way action. Wild miss there by Abraham. The champion somewhat stiff and mechanical looking, but exciting when he lets his hands go. Not afraid to trade. But that left hook can be wide. He misses with the right there. But when he misses with that left hook, it's an open invitation to Miranda's straight right. Both fighters very available to be hit. Some pounding half hook, half uppercut by Miranda.
Edison Miranda has a very, very good jab. And when he uses that punch to set up things like that right hand, he is a much more effective fighter. A warning from Randy Newman about low blows to Edison Miranda.
Yeah, Miranda's punches, I agree, at this point seem harder and more accurate.
Abraham now coming forward, and there's the nice right. You mentioned that pushing Edison Miranda back is always a good idea because he's used to coming forward. And Abraham has let him do that through most of this match so far.
These guys look to be in excellent condition, not an ounce of fat. If the fight goes deep, we'll see if stamina and conditioning become an issue.
And both men in their mid-20s, well-conditioned fighters.
Miranda ripping to the body, then going upstairs, blocked by Abraham. Miranda with that long reach, measuring Abraham out, looking to set up the power shots.
Good counter right hand a moment ago by Abraham, and that's what he wants to do when Miranda throws those wild punches. The idea is to challenge him, but Miranda got him in trouble.
Yeah, he stung Abraham with that right. And now Abraham very cautious, backing up. A borderline shot there by Miranda, right on the belt. Crowd just at a fever pitch here in Germany.
Well, we wondered who would feel the other fighter's power first. I think Abraham has felt Miranda's power first.
30 seconds remaining in the second round. Abraham missing wildly with the right. Countering shot by Miranda. Abraham comes back. Good right hand there by Abraham over the top. Now he goes to the body. Good finish here by Arthur Abraham to round two. Heavy right hand by Abraham. He is just loading up. Miranda says, come on, bring it on. Oh, they continue to go at it after the bell. Perhaps Miranda didn't hear the bell, and Miranda showing no respect for the champion, clowning around. So, Al, some early bad blood here.
Doesn't Edison Miranda know he's on the other guy's home turf here?
He doesn't seem to care.
And Jose Bonilla in the corner with him. Here's where that body shot by Edison Miranda, pushing Abraham back, and
Let's have a nice clean fight, huh?
Randy Newman at the end of the round, when Miranda kept punching, jumping in to try and break the two fighters up. So hostilities early.
Have a nice clean fight.
And you hear the words of Randy Newman, have a nice clean fight. Malcolm Garrett, the cutman, yelling at Newman about the low blows. Miranda setting an early tone, hitting after the bell, low blows, a nasty disposition, and he is drawing the wrath of Abraham and this crowd. Round 3, physically tough round for Abraham. Round 2.
Well, Edison Miranda didn't come to Germany to be timid, that's for sure, in any sense.
Yeah, if anything, he's just egging on this crowd. Arthur Abraham in the light blue perhaps beginning to realize, hey, I've got my hands full with this guy Miranda. The intensity is building, a very physical fight brewing.
Now you can see when Abraham puts his arms in front of his head, he has long arms, and they cover not only his head but a lot of his body, making it very difficult for Miranda to find a place to put those punches, whether it's to the body or the head. And some of that is part of the reason why some of those punches are straying a little low.
And now Miranda, as we can see, the busier of the two. Abraham more sporadic.
Arthur Abraham very economical with his punches, only uncoiling from that kind of mongoose-like defense from time to time.
Kind of fights in spurts. He rushes in from time to time, and he's effective for the most part when he does. And I'll tell you, neither guy backing down. Both very feisty, but the chippy tone definitely being set by Miranda.
It's not easy to hit Arthur Abraham. When he gets in that tight defense, but there's a left hook that got through.
The give and take increasing in volume as the round gets deeper. But the edge in steady aggression, nearly a low blow there by Miranda, goes to Miranda. He's able to land more cleanly, more effectively, although he hasn't been very clean in other areas.
You know, this is Arthur Abraham's version of the rope-a-dope, if you will, covering up and staying on those ropes, but I don't know if it's the best strategy against Edison Miranda.
Yeah, he's got to keep it in the center of the ring against Miranda. And now, it's Abraham on the attack.
It all started with a good left hook, and then he pushed Miranda back.
Abraham picks up the pace, firing lefts and rights.
That was the best right hand of the fight for Arthur Abraham.
And punching with evil intent. Good counter shots there by Abraham. And then windmilling, which is going to be dangerous against Miranda.
Neither man throwing very straight punches right now, but they're both landing exceptionally well.
Final seconds of round 3, a wide looping, sweeping left hook that tagged Miranda on the side of the head. There's the bell. Randy Newman makes sure to get in this time, and they do stop at the bell, unlike the previous round.
Here's where Edison Miranda measuring him with the jab, kind of missing over the top, but he would keep Abraham against ropes. And Abraham turned things around with a left hook in the middle of the round and then got him against ropes and wailed away. Not everything landed, but there were some very nice right hands that landed for Abraham in that last round.
Cuando él va a tirar, viene en un rally. Va, viene tirando. ¿Está bien? Dame las manos arriba, potro, en el medio del ring.
Jose Bonilla in the face of Miranda. You can start to see that Abraham is beginning to get frustrated and aggravated by Miranda. The illegal tactics. And he's retaliating with some questionable stuff of his own, Abraham. I think the referee, Randy Newman, also realizing he's got his hands full with these two bruisers, and particularly in keeping Miranda in check.
Both of these fighters going for the home run ball as on every punch, really.
And there's one right there. A straight right hand on the jaw of Miranda. And then Abraham attacking the body, going with a straight right. A flurry by the champion. We are seeing some vicious exchanges.
And, you know, both come from the school, the best defense is a good offense. When they start coming in and throwing those combinations, both men leave themselves open, but are not getting countered because they're throwing so many punches when they come in.
So as this contest unfolds, it's really developing into an intriguing affair. A lot of aggression, each giving the other plenty to think about. Both these guys unbeaten, very strong. 17 of Abraham's 21 fights by knockout, 23 of Miranda's 26 by KO. Boy, Abraham's been hit with some bruising punches, particularly Miranda's heavy right. But he's also giving Miranda a taste of his own medicine. Some thunderous shots by both guys.
And, you know, Edison Miranda getting through that tight defense of Abraham in this sequence, because he's using a variety of punches, hooks, uppercuts, etc. But there's that right hand by Abraham, a big one.
Excellent sequence for Abraham here in round 4. Big left hook that stunned the challenger. Like an octopus swarming all over Miranda. Another left hook to the head by Abraham. And those are rock-solid shots.
Arthur Abraham has power, make no mistake about it. Miranda felt it. He was trying to hold on and trying to weather this storm for the last minute of this round.
A vicious straight right hand that sent Miranda's head snapping back. Abraham finding his rhythm here in the 4th. Perhaps a breakthrough round for the champion. Let's see if he can keep it up consistently.
Now he looks tired going back against the ropes, Arthur Abraham.
Miranda hoping that Abraham punched himself out. Now it's Miranda's turn. And Abraham just trying to hang on.
There was an uppercut after Abraham had really started his assault that pushed Abraham back that may well have hurt him.
Explosive action. Miranda plays to the crowd.
There is the left hook in that first sequence of action by Abraham that started some real problems for Miranda. And then when he got Miranda against the ropes, he landed some of those clubbing right hands. Now there's the uppercut by Miranda that I think may have stunned Arthur Abraham. And there it is. Actually, it's the right uppercut that pushed Arthur Abraham back at a moment when Miranda in the round was in trouble.
Drücke mit der Führungshand, 1, 2, hörst du? Arthur, du musst dich zusammenreißen, du bist doch schlauer. Wer hat gar nicht gebrochen, komm her.
Abraham expended a lot of energy in that round.
Arthur, gerade hast du gehört? Wer holst du noch mal aus?
Being urged on in vehement fashion by trainer Uli Wegner. Boy, you can really sense a vicious, contentious fight developing. Some blistering shots by both men. Two stubborn, strong-willed guys. Neither will give in.
You know, Arthur Abraham knew this coming in. He felt that this was going to be his toughest test as a pro, and it's turning out to be just that.
Yeah, Miranda, a free swinger, a live wire, left hooks by Abraham, followed by a straight right hand right down the middle. Boy, they are letting it all hang out, both putting it all out there. Round 5 from Germany, the IBF Middleweight Championship. Miranda parading Abraham around the ring.
You know, Miranda landed a couple of good counter punches when Abraham got him against the ropes. Every time Abraham gets him in a position to hurt him, something counter comes from Miranda.
Blood coming from the mouth of Abraham, who's absorbed some hard shots, several to the left side of his face, the result of Miranda's bruising right hands.
Abraham looked over at Randy Newman after one of those body shots by Miranda, saying, hey, that was a little low.
Look at all the blood on the trunks of Arthur Abraham, and that's from Abraham's mouth. Miranda again on the offensive, marching forward. Abraham a bit more apprehensive, more tentative, in more of a defensive mode.
That defensive posture of Abraham is one that is effective, but Miranda's hand speed and combination punching allows him to get through that defense frequently.
We come up on 1 minute remaining in round 5.
Great. Watch your head. Watch your head.
The heads come together. A clash of heads.
Okay.
Randy Newman asking Abraham if he's okay. He calls time.
Take a minute.
He tells Abraham to take some time, but Arthur Abraham now looks dazed and disoriented.
We will see Edison Miranda. Well, there's very little doubt that was intentional. You see him take his head and just whack the side of his head.
And Randy Newman agrees with your assessment, an intentional headbutt. Now, the ringside physician, Dr. Walter Wagner, is up.
Another look shows you clearly that Miranda decided to bang him with the side of his head. That is very little doubt.
The doctor checking on Abraham's cut and also his jaw. The rules state if an injury is caused by a punch and the injured fighter can't continue, he loses by TKO. The scorecards go out the window. The injured fighter has up to 5 minutes to recover. The injuries being examined and treated by the doctor are the jaw and the cut lip, Al. It looks like he's trying to control the bleeding.
Yeah, which is absurd, of course. I don't know why the doctor's in there administering to him.
Okay.
That's not what you're supposed to do.
It was an intentional headbutt. It's a foul. There's a timeout.
Randy Newman's focus is not on Abraham's jaw, but the intentional headbutt by Miranda, which was up around the ear. Now, the gentleman at ringside there telling the ref that Abraham's corner is trying to convince the doctor to stop the fight. Randy Newman confused as to what round it is, but knowing that, I'm not sure why Newman doesn't stop it. Newman unsure of the round, but is it relevant? If he stops the fight because of Miranda's intentional headbutt, Miranda should be disqualified. If it's stopped due to Abraham's injury, Miranda wins by TKO. The doctor still working on the jaw. If it's an accidental headbutt and the fight is stopped, they go to the scorecards.
I can't fight, so what do you want to do? It's an intentional foul. We go to the cards. It's 5th round. They got to score that round.
Now, the doctor indicated to Newman Abraham shouldn't continue, Al.
2 points. 2 points.
Well, interesting, not a 1 point, but a 2-point deduction for the illegal use of Miranda's head. Normally, it's 1.
Over here. You hit him in the head. He butted him in the head. That didn't cut the lip. It's an intentional foul. No. Let's go to the cards. We'll go to the cards. That's true.
Well, here again is what happened with Edison Miranda banging the head.
Okay. TKO.
As you see the 5-minute clock in the lower right-hand corner. Well, this is interesting, Al. First, Randy Newman said, we'll go to the cards. Then he says it's a TKO.
He loses 2 points, but he wins TKO.
So now more of a delay as Miranda looks on.
High drama here. And now another doctor comes in to not only examine, but administer to Arthur Abraham.
All right, we're going to fight. You want to fight?
It sounded like he said no to that question.
Did he understand Randy Newman?
You got a mouthpiece? Okay. You ready to fight?
Now, he asks him a second time. Abraham kind of reluctantly says okay.
Now, you ready to fight?
Well, that was an intriguing 4.5 minutes in which we had a lot of twists and turns, but the end result is they're fighting again.
All kinds of confusion. A delay of about 4.5 minutes. They finally resume round 5. You can see coming up on 40 seconds to go. Abraham, despite this bad situation, looks fired up, perhaps sensing the urgency, trying to take Miranda out. His jaw now possibly broken, his lip cut, his face battered.
Big right hands from Arthur Abraham.
Man, if he makes it to the bell, what an amazing study in grit.
Break.
And Al, he'd win this round by 3 points, 10-7.
Because of the points deducted, or at least 10-8 if people had judged Miranda winning the round. Either way, it's going to be a big round for him.
And very close to losing the fight by TKO. Extremely controversial round. I don't think I've ever seen anything like it. Look at the face of Arthur Abraham. That is nasty. It sure seemed like the doctor shook his head no to Randy Newman, indicating that Abraham was in no condition to continue. It appeared Abraham himself at first said no when asked if he wanted to continue.
A very confusing situation, which also begs the question, what's going to happen down the road here if they have to stop this fight?
And Newman seemed on the verge of stopping the fight, but he allowed it to continue. And Al, I got to say, sometimes fighters are just too brave for their own good. They need the referee. They need the doctor or their own corner to know when enough is enough. He's not about to quit. He's got so much heart. That said, somebody's got to look out for this guy, the fighter.
Well, clearly, blood's still coming out of his mouth, and he's clearly injured in some fashion.
Abraham, as you heard, getting the encouragement from his corner. Cut man Malcolm Garrett telling Abraham that he's winning, but he looks like a reluctant warrior. Blood streaming down from his mouth. It seemed like he was being forced out there to fight against his will. Well, this is something that could not only affect his future as a fighter, but his life.
Well, he's in against a big puncher, too. Edison Miranda is whacking him with some major punches. Can Arthur Abraham get through this? I mean, he is getting nailed with some very, very big punches. Big left hook by Miranda on the inside.
Miranda continues to inflict punishment on the face of Arthur Abraham, his face becoming somewhat disfigured now.
Don't punch. Let him out. Let him go.
Blood flowing out. You got to wonder what's going through Miranda's mind. Is he thinking, man, they should stop this fight? Look at this guy.
Well, and he knows 2 points were deducted in the last round. He's fighting in Germany where, for the most part, let's be fair, most fighters that come over don't necessarily get the greatest breaks in terms of officiating.
Very delicately put.
Yeah. I'm auditioning for a diplomatic job at the UN. Randy Newman telling Miranda to keep the punches up again.
Meanwhile, Abraham continues to show his determination and courage.
A lot of grit on Arthur Abraham's part.
Yeah, he's not fighting like a guy who should probably be on his way to a hospital.
Miranda whacking him with right hands and hooks. And, you know, Edison Miranda is showing a lot of creativity in terms of the way he's getting through that guard of Arthur Abraham. Abraham, a very good defensive fighter, and, of course, now for Abraham, the defense very important as he protects that face, the jaw. You can see it's swollen, the blood coming out.
His mouth wide open, drenched in blood. Meanwhile, just when you think Abraham should be buying time and gathering himself, he comes forward and throws.
And the dilemma for Arthur Abraham is he's got to land something to keep Miranda off him, and does it. And I think landed with power.
And he's taking everything Miranda throws at him. Tremendous heart by Abraham. Hammering away to the head is Abraham. Final seconds of round 6. Straight right hand through the guard by Abraham. Miranda missing with the right.
Du liegst da vorne.
You're winning the fight.
Du liegst da vorne. Lass dich nicht den Strom stoßen, Mensch. Los, mach
The
zu,
cut
mach
man
die Deckung, aber du
telling
machst
Abraham,
du sollst
you're
die Deckung
winning the
zumachen.
fight.
Komm, jetzt zeig dir Mann.
The trainer Uli Wegner exhorting him.
Das ist doch klasse. Komm jetzt, arbeite, mein lieber Junge, komm. Du schaffst das, komm.
Look at Abraham's expression. I mean, they seem oblivious that Abraham's jaw is ajar.
And you can feel and hear the pain from Abraham.
It's excruciating to watch.
It's a rough period in this fight, that's for sure.
I mean, wouldn't some corners take this as a cue to protect their fighter? I mean, I understand how intense it is. There's a great deal at stake, the title, lots of money, but somewhere don't you have to draw the line?
It's clear that he is in great discomfort, and he fights on. This is the third defense of his title, and a rough one.
They keep reinforcing to Abraham that he's winning the fight. And did you catch the advice at the end? Keep your mouth shut.
Yeah. We've gotten that advice from time to time, actually.
Under different circumstances.
You know, the interesting thing here is that Arthur Abraham, when they say you're ahead, probably it's because of the 2 points.
That's 1 point. Low blow.
Here we go again.
1 point. 1 point. 1 point. Don't put him low. Don't hit him low. Let's go.
That's 3 points altogether now. Miranda really getting in deep. Meanwhile, Abraham looking physically worse by the minute.
Miranda had been warned a couple of times about low blows, but now again he gets a point. Now that was a legal punch, I thought, but Randy Newman warning him again about low blows.
Time. 1 point.
Wow.
1 point. 1 point. You stop hitting him in the balls. Let's go.
Graphic language by Randy Newman as Miranda is docked yet another point for going south of the border. That's the 4th point deduction.
Wow, that's a lot of points to be down in a boxing match. Even a boxing match that you are presumably dominating, which I think Edison Miranda for the most part is.
And Miranda now really has to be careful. He's getting close to being disqualified. Edison Miranda is a walking foul machine.
He will bend the rules. Yeah, there's no question about that. Now, in his case, he better stay away from the body exclusively. And I'm sure Jose Bonilla, if he can get to the corner without having another point deducted and being disqualified, will tell him that. Meanwhile, Arthur Abraham, emboldened, comes back with a right hand.
I mean, think about it. As if he doesn't have this guy Abraham in front of him in enough trouble, he's going to illegal tactics on top of it. Abraham with blood streaking from his mouth. But yet Al not in a defensive mode, not in a survival mode, still fighting, still on the offensive.
Yeah, he's clearly marshaling his resources during these rounds and punching when he can, when he wants to take a chance. But Abraham's been fairly active in this round.
Just a remarkable exhibition of guts and courage by Arthur Abraham.
Abraham has those long arms protecting his head and parts of his body, and Miranda can't go too low or he'll get penalized or disqualified.
Oh, big right hand by Arthur Abraham. Miranda probably thinking, where'd that come from?
Abraham's had his moments in this round.
And he continues to be urged on by the crowd.
Now there's the left uppercut, which honestly didn't look that low to me because there was an uppercut coming up, and
His jaw's broken.
it's broken, but he can continue.
Meanwhile, as you were saying that out, you could hear in the background Randy Newman saying he's got a broken jaw, of course referring to Abraham.
Komm, du schaffst das. Nicht
Let me ask you a question, Al. If the referee now admits that a fighter's jaw is broken, wouldn't you think either A, bring the doctor back to get his opinion, or B, simply stop the fight to protect the fighter?
The doctor, it strikes me, should come back in. Now, other fighters have fought with broken jaws. Ali did against Kenny Norton. We know other fighters have done it. That doesn't mean that it shouldn't be examined by the doctor. And in each case, you have to take case by case. And you would think the doctor would come in certainly and take a look and think about whether Abraham should continue.
Perhaps Randy Newman, influenced by the home crowd, feeling that if he stops the fight and Miranda gets the TKO win, there might be a crowd control problem. As we enter into round number 8 of this scheduled 12-round IBF Middleweight Championship. Some trainers might have stopped this, but this corner obviously feels that not only is their man ahead,
I'm out of there.
but still throwing. And perhaps Randy Newman feels the same way.
And now with the, well, and I think those two factors in the corner certainly are a factor. And the fact that Abraham is still punching, and here he goes after Edison Miranda.
And here is a prime illustration as Abraham just continues to come forward and throw punches despite his dire circumstances.
Nice right hand by Miranda. And of course, he is marshaling his resources. You can feel that Abraham says, I'm going to make these offensive assaults, then try and retreat, get into a defensive posture, trying to avoid being hit, do some holding. He's buying time while he also attacks during portions of the round, which, given how his physical circumstances, that he can be mentally that dexterous is amazing.
Well, you can plainly see his face is disfigured, it's contorted, but he refuses to quit. But he is buying time, as you point out. But what a test of will.
You just see the pain and distress in his face. And Miranda does too, of course, trying to make the most of his opportunity here.
Meanwhile, Miranda trying to dig out of a deep hole. He's lost 4 points to fouls, 2 for the intentional headbutt in round 5, 2 for a pair of low blows in round 7.
That's it.
And you know, Miranda is able to get through that guard of Abraham with a lot of those short uppercuts and straight right hands. He's landing some pretty hellacious shots in there.
And he knows he may need something dramatic as this fight goes deeper. Amazingly, there's been almost no let-up.
Action-filled match.
I mean, who would have thought after what we witnessed in round 5, we'd still be here in round 8?
And with both men still punching, there's Abraham throwing the straight right hand. Abraham had a very good early portion of this round, and here it comes again, which is really astonishing when you think about it.
It's staggering.
I mean, this round, while Edison Miranda might have a slight edge in the actual boxing activity, Abraham is still whacking away.
And he's landing with some of those punches. Not all of them are getting through.
He got hurt with a big right there, though, Abraham.
Yeah, he covered up. And he's probably thinking, thank goodness for the bell.
Getting a salute from this crowd.
Oh, man, you could hear Abraham shriek in pain as they were removing the mouthpiece.
Jetzt macht die Deckung ganz geschlossen. Ganz geschlossen, du schaffst das. Komm, du musst aber die Runde noch gewinnen, mindestens 2 Runden, ja? Hast gehört? Sonst wird das zu eng. Komm, Arthur, du schaffst das.
Well, McIntyre reminding him he's winning the fight, and maybe part of the reason is action like this, because in addition to the 4 points being deducted, Arthur Abraham has made some of these rounds pretty close, and close enough apparently where, along with those points, they feel like he's got to be ahead in this match.
Steve Albert, Al Bernstein, the scene, Rittal Arena in Germany, the IBF middleweight championship, bruising affair. They send Abraham back into the fray for round 9. Abraham's face battered, his mouth wide open. Even referee Randy Newman admitted earlier the jaw looked broken, and yet they let it continue.
Big right hand from Abraham, and you know, he fights on knowing that despite some of the battering he's taking, he has a 4-point cushion to start with. 2 points deducted from Miranda for using his head illegally, and then 2 more points for low blows. Oh, there's the Abraham right. When he lands it, it has an impact, and that one hurt Miranda.
Yeah, despite the
let him go, let him go, let him go.
difficult circumstance, Abraham not laying back and engaging the hard-hitting Miranda.
I think that's the part that's really astonishing, given the fact that, you know, Abraham is clearly hurt. You know, he will get in this defensive posture to buy some time and then always uncoil to try and attack Miranda.
And I'll tell you, Miranda not showing a lot of respect for Abraham early on, but he's got to respect the champion now.
On every level.
Wow.
Right hand a little low by Miranda.
But you know what? Miranda's punches seem to have lost some steam here. They're shorter, not a lot of power behind them.
Yeah, he's winging his punches a little more.
And it's understandable because Miranda's been hit with some hard punches.
Like that right hand from Abraham. I mean, that was a monstrous right hand. And you have to wonder if Abraham was in a little better shape himself, could he follow up on those punches? But, you know, given the blood, the jaw, everything, the punishment he's taken, he can't follow up when he hurts Miranda. This is just a grueling, the word grueling was invented for this fight.
Punishing. Yeah, they've slowed down a little, but both still throwing and with evil intentions.
Let him go, let him
The
go.
blood is just spewing out of Abraham's mouth.
A running, leaping start there by Miranda. Blood and sweat drenching.
Now, for all you amateur boxers watching at home, in terms of technique, this is not what you want to do from either of these guys right now.
If I'm watching this at home and I'm thinking about going into boxing, I would go into broadcasting.
Yeah.
Although at times it's not that different.
Yeah, we've been hurt. Oh, another right by Abraham. And, you know, Miranda's done more work in this round, but Abraham has landed some very, very big punches. And at this juncture in the fight, you have to be looking at these rounds carefully because of the deductions from Miranda, and Miranda's certainly doing well in those early rounds. Abraham's having himself a good round.
Look at this finish by Arthur Abraham. A flurry of punches, and there's the bell. Tremendous finish to round 9 by the champion, who is not fighting like a man with a broken jaw.
Jetzt bist du Krieger, komm! Komm! Nein, aber trotzdem, du musst mehr entschlossen bleiben. Anton, hör auf, Trainer.
There's Abraham getting hit with a big left hook and then trading left hooks with Miranda. But at the end of the round, he landed some major right hands. That one was a great punch, and there would be another one there. Those are monstrous right hands. When Arthur Abraham lands those kind of right hands, he has put people down, and Edison Miranda somehow weathered through it.
Shows you what kind of chin Miranda has. We have seen some amazing displays of heart and courage through the years in this sport. This has to rank right up there.
You know, we had the impression that they were kind of talking Arthur Abraham into continuing after he was injured earlier in this fight, but whether that be the case or not, he is in there fighting his heart out.
And you can see Abraham was having some problems keeping his mouthpiece in. He can't close his mouth. He got up very slowly from the stool.
I'm actually surprised Abraham hasn't lost his mouthpiece during the course of these rounds, getting hit with those shots by Miranda.
It's incredible he's been able to keep it inside. Look at the blood coming out of his mouth. Left hook there to the right side of the face of Abraham.
And, you know, it's worth noting, as you pointed out, you know, Miranda is a knockout puncher. he's in there against a knockout puncher who's hitting him with big punches, and Abraham is hanging in there.
And Abraham just nailed by a solid uppercut flush on the point of the chin. It snapped his head back. Another illustration of the champion's resolve.
Punch in the back. Let him go, Arthur.
How much more of this can this guy take? And Miranda just running Abraham around the ring. And landing repeatedly with left hooks and straight rights.
Coming into this fight, Miranda has knocked out 23 of his opponents, and he's whacking away at Arthur Abraham, who's an injured man and can't get him down.
Uppercuts. Is Abraham hoping and praying that Miranda punches himself out?
Don't punch.
I think Miranda feeling now he's got Abraham in some trouble. But I think Miranda tired from that onslaught.
Abraham probably realizing he's ahead on the cards. If he can just get through these last few rounds, no matter how painful, he can remain champion.
Well, and that because of the 4 points that have been deducted. Even then, you would think it would be pretty close because Miranda has certainly won more rounds than in terms of the actual boxing action than Abraham. But 4 points is a lot to overcome.
The crowd trying to buoy the spirits and the confidence of their hometown hero, Arthur Abraham, the IBF middleweight champ. Miranda just taking pot shots at Abraham. It's like target practice.
You okay? You okay? Let's go.
He's asking Abraham if he's okay.
I don't know why Randy Newman stopped the action there when Miranda was going after him.
Yeah,
I mean, you either have to make a stoppage, and I just know that is inexplicable to me.
Let him go, Arthur.
I mean, Randy Newman has had a rough outing here, and that was not his best moment in this fight.
This guy is hurt.
You could hear Randy Newman say this guy is hurt, of course referring to Abraham.
2 rounds, papi. Los de los campeones, Edison, está muerto. Edison, repíteme la mano izquierda, ¿está bien?
Jose Benillo exhorting Miranda. Now, Randy Newman obviously feeling that that Abraham is hurt, so you would think the doctor would then come in and take a look. Now, there they bang heads again. That one caused more by Abraham, I think. Oh, left uppercut on the inside. You can see the swelling, the blood.
Einfach, du führst. Du kannst gar nicht mehr verlieren. Du musst wenigstens in den Runden kommen. Kein Schniederschlag.
And now Uli Wegner right in the face of Arthur Abraham. Again, Al, not to sound like a broken record, and you mentioned it a moment ago, if the ref feels a fighter is injured, shouldn't he defer to the attending physician or make the decision to stop the fight to protect the fighter?
And even the commission there, I mean, why isn't the doctor coming into the ring to take a look at Abraham? I mean, you have to say, you know, that would be something you would think would be happening at this juncture.
We enter the championship rounds, round 11 for the IBF middleweight belt. Both guys undefeated. Arthur Abraham struggling to get to the finish line. Just 5+ more minutes. Edison Miranda in the fight of his life, the biggest fight of his career.
Big right hand.
Yeah, it was low. Let's go.
Now they're saying that right hand was so low that Abraham can't continue right now.
Well, perhaps frustration, fatigue, old habits. No point taken as of yet. Meanwhile, Abraham will use this precious time to his advantage.
See how low this strayed. That was right on the belt line. Close, maybe a little bit low, but, you know, and Miranda hasn't thrown any punches. That was right on the belt line, to be honest. And Miranda hasn't thrown any punches to the body for a long time, so it's not like he's been working the body.
By rule, he has, again, up to 5 minutes to recover, and he will absolutely take advantage. He is drained. The promoter, Willie Sauerland,
looking on with great concern. This is not how he imagined, as they said in the Marx Brothers movie, not how he imagined this ocean voyage.
And there's Alex Abraham, the brother of Arthur, a junior middleweight prospect. There's the recovery clock in the lower right-hand corner. Uli Wegner, the trainer of Abraham, looking on with much concern.
Having already commended Arthur Abraham for his courage, and justifiably so, to be brutally frank, that uppercut landed on the top of the cup protector. It landed not really low at all. And it's hard to imagine that it created this kind of consternation in a man that's been fighting for 10-plus rounds with a broken jaw.
Well, we had a delay of nearly 4.5 minutes back in round 5 after the intentional headbutt by Miranda and the jaw and lip problems of Abraham. It's amazing Miranda hasn't been disqualified.
Well, you know, he's gone a number of rounds here without even throwing a body shot. So he did, you know, they had the low blows. The second warning, the head clash of heads or the headbutt was clearly an illegal tactic on Miranda's part. Up.
1 point.
There he goes.
1 point.
Wow. Why now?
Don't low anymore.
Yeah, the timing of that was questionable. Finally, after Abraham indicated he was ready to resume, the point deducted. So 5 points taken from Miranda all told. 3 points for 3 separate low blows. I mean, would some referees have DQ'd Miranda at this point? Who knows?
You know, there's a couple of things going on here. One, Edison Miranda now is going to feel tremendously urgent to try and get Abraham out of there. The other is, for Randy Newman, you know, the illegal use of the heads clearly deserved the point. One of the low blows probably did, but to have 5 points taken away from Miranda at this point is a lot of points, and also to make the judgment to take 2 points away on the illegal use of the heads was also a little irregular. So,
I mean, how many chances can you give a guy?
Lots of debate here.
Very excessive. It's mostly Miranda on the offensive, on the attack. Abraham understandably playing keep away as much as he can.
Don't shove him, I'll break.
Miranda trying to win this round. He's at a point deducted, so he at least can make it not a 10-8 round against him.
It has been a long, hard night for both combatants.
Everybody in that ring's had a
unreal. Yeah, 3 men in the ring.
Yeah. Has not been a walk in the park for anybody, and this is just a study in grit and determination, really on the part of both men. Mentally for Miranda right now, because he knows he's facing this huge uphill struggle, and physically for Abraham, who is fighting with likely a broken jaw, blood streaming out.
They are counting the seconds to the end of this fight. We approach 20 seconds remaining in round 11.
Don't hold the ropes.
A warning to Miranda for not holding the ropes, which in truth had nothing to do with the action that was happening.
We head for the bell, and then 1 round to go.
It's the kind of fight that creates boxing folklore.
Really does. The stuff of legends. Arthur Abraham perhaps just fighting on instinct now. Well, you could hear Randy Newman get in there and say to Abraham, last round, let's make it a good one. Question, Al, what has Abraham been doing up to this point?
Well, just surviving to the end of this fight for him is a remarkable achievement.
I mean, this guy has sacrificed his body in this fight. What more can he do?
And, to be honest, I think in the last round, Arthur Abraham, who's been very smart in this fight and has thought his way through this, did a very smart thing. That was a belt line right hand. He acted like it was really, really bad, took the 5 minutes, I think stole a point away from Edison Miranda himself by creating that 5-minute delay.
The crowd now whipped into a frenzy as we enter round 12, the final round for the IBF Middleweight Championship. The crowd extremely passionate, lots of nationalism. The fans just going wild, cheering Abraham to the finish line. Incredible that he's gone this far. The jaw of Abraham contorted, His face disfigured, badly swollen, the result of the countless hard right hands by Miranda, left hooks, both sides of his face swollen.
And if you're Edison Miranda right now, you're desperate for a knockdown at the very least, because you know 5 points have been deducted from you, which makes it problematic about winning a decision. You know you've dominated certain rounds, a number of them, but how do the points figure into this? So you want at least a knockdown here to help you.
Yeah, he knows he needs something dramatic. The champion thinking right now he's ahead on points, that he just needs to be cautious and survive this final round. Miranda following, stalking Abraham, throwing as the champion goes straight back, looking to escape.
Here's the other headline of this fight. Both men are huge punchers. They've both landed their best shots and not knocked either down. And in Abraham's case, for Miranda, he can't get a knockdown Miranda even though Abraham is clearly injured. So that part, to me, is one of the biggest surprises of this match.
Abraham just trying to elude the challenger or hold on, but it's not that easy. Miranda keeps finding ways to get openings and hit them. Remember, Miranda docked 5 points for the illegal tactics, trying to put Abraham on the canvas, but just doesn't seem to have the firepower he had earlier. Abraham yearning for the bell, Miranda yearning for a knockout. 12 hard-fought, brutal, absolutely torrid rounds. A dramatic, exciting, and controversial fight here in Germany.
Well, one thing Edison Miranda is doing is he is winning the 12th round. He has not got his knockdown yet. Still hoping for it, but he is blasting Arthur Abraham from pillar to post. And I don't care if you come from Mars, you probably have to score this round for Edison Miranda.
We come up on 20 seconds remaining in the fight. Miranda desperate for a KO. Abraham just trying to hang on. And there's the bell. The fight is over. Unbelievable. Abraham almost ready to collapse in exhaustion.
It has been an amazing odyssey in this match, that's for sure. Back in round 4 is where we believe Abraham was hurt. Some big punches landing by Edison Miranda. And this is a point at which you see Abraham holding. He was clearly in trouble in that round. And this monstrous uppercut by Edison Miranda sent him backwards. We believe he may have broken his jaw at that point. Then in round 5, a clearly blatant illegal use of the head by Edison Miranda, and Randy Newman took points away, but took 2 points away, not 1 as is customary. Then in round 7, an uppercut lands on the belt line, I guess low. Randy Newman certainly thought it.
To the scorecards, Rafaela Argiola scores it 114-109. Larry Hazard Jr. 115-109. Dave Paris 116-109 to the winner by unanimous decision, and still IBF middleweight champion of the world, King Arthur Abraham.
So there you have it. The hometown hero prevails by unanimous decision. An unbelievable exhibition of heart, guts, courage, and determination by Arthur Abraham.
And it leaves Edison Miranda, with all those points deducted, clearly wondering what if, although even with the points situation, he wouldn't have actually won this fight, which is an intriguing point as well.
If the 5-point deduction never happened, Al, Arthur Abraham still wins, but by close majority.